We were minimalists long before we even knew what that was or that there was a word for it. Whoa, mind blown. That because we've been doing this for so long, now we've figured out and we've seen the wider impact this has on our lives. Less trips to the doctors. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Simple Faithful Living, and here on my channel you'll find videos about how you can live more simply and have a more simple faith, and how those things lead to an abundant life. If that's something that you'd be interested in, hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss a video. So there's this wonderful thing in the world at the moment called minimalism, and it's kind of trendy in some circles, but we were minimalists long before we even knew what that was or that there was a word for it. I remember years ago looking on the internet and being like, oh my goodness, there are people out there that do the same thing that we do, that live the same way that we do, and there's even a name for it. I was like, whoa, mind blown. So why have we always chosen to live a minimalist and simple lifestyle? Well, there's lots of benefits to having a more simple lifestyle, and those are things like less clutter, less overwhelm, less stress in your life, and I know everybody could use those. Those are the obvious benefits, but there are also surprising benefits that because we've been doing this for so long, now we've figured out and we've seen the wider impact this has on our life. And those are the ones I'm going to be talking to you about today. I've made a list of 6 benefits, 6 surprising benefits of simple living, and I've even included a bonus 7th one if you watch right to the end. It's the one that we feel is the most important one in our life. But before I get into it, I have to just add a little disclaimer. When I'm talking about minimalism and simple living, I'm not meaning the things in your house, although that is part of it. I'm talking about living a minimal lifestyle where everything in your life is simple. So I'm talking about from the food that you eat to the commitments that your family has and responsibilities to the activities that you do on the weekends. I'm meaning a simple life, not necessarily the amount of things you have in your house, the size of your house, or like how full your cupboards are. So the first surprising benefit of living a more simple lifestyle is that you actually waste less. You get into a habit and you develop habits of using everything to its maximum. So we eat leftovers often. We use the toothpaste till it is like gone out of the tube. We take our soaps and the tiny little bit that's left over, we melt it down and make it into hand soap. We use everything to its maximum. If there's something in our house that we don't use, we find a new home for it. So we will give away or donate or sell the things that we don't use or need because we believe in not wasting as much as we can. This became abundantly clear to me when I was moving our house for probably like the 3rd time, and I was packing up cupboards of mugs and glasses and like cooking ware that we had never used. It was literally taking up cupboards full of space, and we hadn't used them. At the time, we were only 2 people, myself and my husband. And then we used to have like visitors over, but our house has never been huge, so like maximum 8. And yet we had like 20 mugs and 30 glasses. And why? We don't need all of those things. So we managed to get rid of the things that we don't need, and now we have got just enough room for the glasses that we have. Getting rid of those things that were actually it was just wasteful to have them, really. They were wasting cupboard space, they were wasting mental energy, they were wasting my time every time I had to pack them and move them to a new house. Simplifying just our glasses meant that we had more space physically in our cupboards and we had less wasted glass. The second surprising benefit of living a more simple lifestyle is that it sets you on a pathway towards financial freedom. This is a big one for us. Once we started wasting less of our resources, we began to create space in our money. I'm pretty sure everyone could use more wiggle room in their finances. So this was a really big one for us. It meant that we started making better decisions about small things, and that changed the way we thought about the big things. And one of the best examples of this for us was our house. At the time when we were looking to buy a house, we looked around the neighborhood where we wanted to live in, and the houses were all really expensive. It would have put us to our maximum capacity in our budget, and we didn't want to live like that. So what we decided to do was, instead of buying a big house that was kind of like the norm for people of our age and culture, etc., we decided that we were going to buy land and build a really small house. It was a one-bedroom granny flat, essentially. And my husband and I lived in our one-bedroom granny flat. And it was one of the best decisions we'd ever made, because we kept our life more simple. We kept our house simple, and we kept our finances a little bit more free. Having a smaller house also meant that we would have more financial freedom in the long run. And we also had the possibility of paying off our home loan in a shorter space of time. So these things set you on a path to financial freedom. And that was really one of our big deciding factors when it came to our house. Since our first build, we have done an extension. We've added on a bit more space now that we have 2 kids, but we still live in a 2-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. And our home is still small and simple and helps us on our journey to financial freedom. Simple living has freed up time and capacity, and also just mental and physical space in our lives. This means that we can now put that time and energy towards the things that matter most to us and the people that matter most to us. It means we get to do the things that we love instead of doing the things that we have to do. And it means that we get to be quite choosy about what we put into our schedules. And in that way, we don't end up being carried away on a river of other people's obligations for us. The fourth surprising benefit of simple living for us has been the fact that it's really helped us to find and appreciate the joy in the simple things of our life. When you are constantly filling your cup to the brim, it means that you don't have time and space to appreciate the small things in your life. Those tiny little details just fly right by. There's a lost art to this kind of living. It really takes some time to adjust to and to get used to. But once you are in your home and your home brings you joy and the people in it bring you joy, there's no better feeling. The fifth benefit of simple living for us is that it actually has improved my health and vitality. That means less trips to the doctors, ka-ching. It means a better quality of life. You can say goodbye to aches and pains and sore muscles and tired bodies and tired minds and feeling low and down. You can say hello to healthy minds and bodies. Number 6 is also really important to us, because when you live simply, you free up so many of your other resources. It means you can use those free resources to bless the people around you. And that's really an important one for us. You now have these resources at your disposal to bless the people who are close to you, to help out friends and family and loved ones. Whether you are delivering a meal or finding a way to make someone feel special, blessing the people around you is a great way to use up the additional resources, and it's a wonderful, surprising benefit to living a simple life. Okay, this is the last one. This is the big one, the bonus tip. And this is probably the reason why we have tried to maintain our lifestyle of simple living for as long as we have. It's like the real kicker. This has been the biggest and most significant life change for us, and why simple living has worked well for us. It means that we've been able to step off of the hamster wheel and get out of the rat race. It has put an end to the kind of thinking that says you need to earn more money so that you can spend more money. That is a never-ending, terrible cycle to be in. And once that habit is broken, you'll be smiling. We made the decision in 2016 that I would stop working and give up my job when my son was born. That meant that we lost 50% of our income, roughly, give or take. So we, in a sense, were forced off of the hamster wheel because we couldn't afford to keep up with the people that live around us. And that was the end of the story. We had to say no to things that we couldn't afford to do. We had to say no to things like new clothes and entertainment and eating out, and like even something so simple as just like going for a brow with your friends that actually like that's something that we just cut out. We couldn't afford to do that anymore. But we said no to those things so that we could say yes to something far more important in our eyes. And that is the fact that we've been able to raise our kids. And I've been able to invest so much into their lifestyle. And that is like priority number one for us. It was by far the hardest and toughest decision that we've ever had to make on an ongoing basis. It wasn't just the once-off decision. But it's been the greatest decision we've ever made, because it's meant that I could sow into our children now when they're so young and so small and so impressionable. I'm going to be honest with you, it has meant years of financial struggle, but it has also meant years of learning how to rely on God and learning how to trust in His provision for us. It was a tough decision because we had to leave our cultural norm behind us and kind of forge this pathway. We had to cut back in our life what was already fairly minimal and simplify even further. But it got us out of the we need to earn more money so that we can buy more things kind of mindset. And that has also been life-changing. If this video has made you want to investigate living a more simple life, or if it's maybe like drawn your interest, can I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be making more videos like this. I have an entire Simple Kitchen series planned, which I'm really excited about sharing, and I'd love for you to stick around for more of these simple lifestyle videos in the future. Don't forget to check out the description box below for I've found a lot of free resources. You might be interested in one of those. Thank you for spending a tiny part of your day here with me. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week. Bye.